Hello everyone, it's Jason Gow, Client Communications and Marketing Manager at Veolia Australia and New Zealand. We're here at the Veolia booth at APPEA 2016. APPEA is the largest oil and gas event in the Southern Hemisphere. I'm joined by Yves Tellier, who's the Vice President of Oil and Gas for Veolia. Hello Yves, welcome to Australia.
Thanks Jason.
Great. So you'll be presenting a paper on shared value in oil and gas.
Exactly.
So this is quite a relatively new approach in oil and gas.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a bit about that and how that actually works?
So to start with, just to emphasize that Veolia is working for the oil and gas industry since a long time.
Yes.
We are providing services for oil and gas industries for more than 20 or 30 years. And there have been some recent changes in the approach of our customers. One of this change clearly related to the decrease of the price of a barrel. So the people are basically most of the time looking at two things. The one is to see how they can rather quickly decrease their operating costs. So this is an immediate action they are requesting from their suppliers. But also there is a move towards a longer-term approach. And the longer-term approach may be based on more collaborative issues than we did before. Basically moving to a traditional way of doing the things, there is one buyer, there is one seller, to more be implicated between both parties in advance on some specific topics, especially related to water and waste.
Okay. So what are some of the key factors that are involved to make this model work over the long term?
So over the long term, I think one of the key factors is the engagement of both parties. I mean, engagement on both parties mean we as a supplier are in a proactive attitude, trying to find new ways of partnering and new ideas to make it happen. But also there is an engagement from the customer. It's a kind of co-construction or co-work together or co-innovation in order to be better together for the future.
Okay.
So when you say work differently together, engagement is one part, but then we have also kind of set up a procedure within the two partners to make sure that this partnering is active over the time.
Okay.
So engagement from the top of each company, but also engagement from the people on operation in each company to make sure we are not heading towards projects with no value.
Sure.
So we have to clearly define a way of measuring the value created, and so we can improve and start to maybe have some demo plans or pilot plans, which we can be put on the ground to see if it effectively delivers the value which the people have thought at the beginning. So
in terms of geography, there's no real boundaries there, yeah? So Veolia is global, and then you're working with global companies in the oil and gas sector.
Yeah.
So that permeates quite nicely in terms of this model.
Yeah, the model is also, this is a good driver for this type of model, because traditionally the oil and gas industry is working worldwide. A couple of groups are really doing their job mostly everywhere. Then you have a couple of important regional players too, and all these groups they tend to use in a way the center of excellences or the good practices, which were invented somewhere, put as a pilot there, and then they want to generalize it. And we are doing the same on our side because we don't keep a good idea somewhere in one region. We are now organized to let it know within the group for the benefit of all.
So the shared value model is made up of 5 different levers that are all very important to our customers. Mm-hmm. One of those being yield, or improvement in yield.
Yes.
So can you think of a typical example where Veolia's improved yield for the client?
Yeah, so I think at an example we have to stimulate the oil production in mature reservoir. So we are doing quite since a number of years a full-scale operation in California.
Oh yes.
And basically we are tackling the produced water issue. So the fields there are rather mature, so you start to end up in a lot of water coming up with the oil. And so we basically, from the produced water, we are making half of it in terms of steam and half of it in terms of water which has the quality to be discharged in the river basin nearby. So the steam which is produced coming from the produced water is reinjected into the reservoir and enhances the oil production. I think, as far as I can remember, we are talking about an increase of the oil production of factor 4 to 5.
Wow.
So there is a direct implication on A, having an impact on the yields, and B, being able to discharge, I would say, the excess produced water to recharge the river basin under all appropriate local standards.
Thanks so much for that, Yves. That was very impressive. So yeah, we really look forward to seeing your presentation this afternoon, and thanks again for coming out to Australia.
Yeah, I'm happy, more than happy to do so. Thank you.
Thanks so much.